How's it, guys? And welcome to another edition of Getting to Grips, brought to you by Godox South Africa and Golden Power Batteries. So today, hopefully it's going to be an easier shoot. I've had quite a hectic weekend with doing the pre-recorded shoot for the next show. So hopefully today will be quite mellow and stuff like that. So give a shout out to all our collaborators as well. So a shout out to Jordan Legacy Management for supplying all our models that we've been having. It's taken a big relief off of my shoulders, having just to not look for models and make sure they're coming and all that type of thing. It just has taken a big thing off my shoulders. So thanks, Anwin, and thanks, Jordan Legacy Management, for all that you've been doing. And also for Timbre as well, they actually have lent us a camera which we've actually going to be using in this, which we're going to be testing out. So thanks to them and all the streaming switches and broadcasting advice and studio builds, all of that type of stuff. So go and have a look at timbre.co.za for what they do. All right. So today we are going to be shooting sun indoors. So we're going to try and create outdoor sort of light with sun and stuff indoors in the studio. So I've done this a couple of times for some clients where all of a sudden they wanted to shoot outdoors, but the weather turned bad or they actually couldn't get to the time that they wanted. So we had to try and recreate in studio. So I'm going to keep it simple today. We're going to be using one light, and that light is actually, I went through to Godox yesterday, Monday, and I see they had a whole lot of sample stuff that they got from Godox Global, and is actually, I went, do you want to take something to try out? And I said, yeah, no, I'd like to try out the V1. So the V1 that I actually have, which is the V1 Mid. So I don't think it's even listed yet. So I'm going to be testing this light out. This is like a little stompy V1, if I can put it that way. But it's got all the power and stuff that you would expect from a V1 flash. It's got touchscreen. It's like so easy to use on the menu system as well. It's like using your trigger and your light all on the same device. It's really, really awesome. So this is the light we're going to be using to create our sunlight. And this is it. So I'm going to set up the light and then I'm going to introduce our model through and then we can get shooting. So let me get this one set up and I'm going to sort of explain how I'm going to set this up. All right. So first we're going to take the flash out because we don't want that left in the case. So this is it. This thing is smaller than my hand. It's really, really, really cool. All right. I'm going to just put this into an S2 bracket. So when you actually do this, just don't over tighten and crack the plastic, just enough so it actually holds it in. And that is it. So with the light set up, I am going to now introduce our model, Precious, all the way from Jordan Legacy Management. Precious, come through to the outdoors, indoors. Okay, so I did brief Precious a little bit what we're doing. She said, oh, I thought we were doing an outdoor shoot. I said, well, we are, but it's indoors. All right. So the actual light itself, all I'm going to do is place it around about 45 degrees from the model and, well, 45 to 50 degrees from the model. And then lift it right up in the air to about 2.2 meters. I think it's about 2.2 meters, roughly up there. Lucky enough, my ceilings are only 2.4 meters high, so I can still reach the light when the model forgets to turn it on. All right, so let's get this on. All right. So the first shot I'm going to take is, like every first shot I should be taking, I'm going to be shooting at f8 1/60th of a second on the shutter, and 100 ISO. So without any flash on, I should get a very dark picture, which is what I'm going to be needing. This would be the best shot of the night. Should be pitch black. I don't think has it come in? Yes. So it is pitch black. That means none of these studio lights are going to be polluting my image. So whatever light now comes onto this image, it's going to be the light from this light. Okay, so let's turn the flash trigger on. I'm probably going to put this light, another thing about this little thing, I love the modeling lamp on this little flash. So this is on B. I'm going to shoot this at half power because it is a speed light, and we should be, let me just check, just stand in the middle of the wall. Yeah, it's about 2 meters, so the light is about 2 meters away, so that is in place. So let me just take a shot, our first shot, and we should get some nice shadow and hopefully some nice, it looks darker on that screen than it does on my laptop for some unknown reason, but that's fine. We can push it around here a little bit. Let's take another one. So this is all going to be nice shadows because sunlight gives us nice shadows. And I'm gonna, how's those images coming out? Anybody, also guys, just let us know where you're watching from. And I'm going to just take a couple of shots like this, and then I'm going to explain what this image is. So obviously sunlight, it's a hard light source, it's big. And you know, if you have a big light source, it's often soft light, but when it's far away, it becomes a hard light. So the sun is actually a hard light source. So that's what we're doing. We're shooting bare bulb directly at the model, so we'll get these shadows and stuff, which is quite cool. I like shooting these even for some catalog stuff as well when they want this done. So we're going to take a couple of shots. I'm going to shoot mainly 3/4. Every time the light flashes or you hear the beep, just change your pose. We're going to just flow into a couple of, and then we're going to bring in some elements to make it look like it's outside. Okay, cool. Let's shoot a couple of images. Cool. Standing. I can see you've done this before, Precious. Okay. And then all of these images that are coming on the screen are the raw images. Because I've taken off the JPEG ones and stuff like that. Alright. So we'll get obviously a lot of shadow even under the nose, under the chin, on the wall, and that's what we actually want. So now what we want to do is, if we want to make this look a little bit more outdoorish, we can bring in some elements like palm tree leaves, which I've got some stuff here. Let me just get the palm leaves. Now these are going to act like gobos. These are the go between the lights and stuff. So we're going to put some shadow on, but it's important to know the distance between the model and the leaves, and also between the light and that. So I'm going to do a couple of things where I'm going to move the leaves closer to the model side, and you can see what actually happens, and then I'm going to move it closer to the light so you can actually see what actually happens there. Alright, I must stop saying alright. I can just hear my stream producer saying, stop saying that, you've said it enough times. Okay, is there any comments yet? Any comments? At least we're live this week. All right. Oh, there I go again. And I'm going to dance with my light pole as well because this 8-meter cable is like crazy. All right, if you can just move over to the center of that wall, that's cool because I want to just get the leaves on your shoulder and then cool. All right. Oh, man. Okay, let's do this. All right, let's take a shot. I think I'm going to bring this light a little bit up because now we've got this. Just take it over probably a little half a stop. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to just bring this around just to give us a little bit more shape there. Just bring your head over a little bit there. Bring the back shoulder around a little bit. That's cool. And okay, so if you can look to see how that leaf now is sort of hanging just off picture. Now watch what happens when you bring it closer to the light. So now I'm bringing it closer to the sun. And now the leaves have got massive. It's almost like a huge palm tree. And you see how the detail just gets lost completely. So if I bring this in closer to the model side, it'll look a little bit more realistic. Just turn your head this way a bit, so you're almost looking out, like you're looking out at the beach. I'm just going to move this one over slightly so it's not in your face. So same pose again, just look out this way. Okay. So we've got some leaves and stuff, and you can play around with the position of these things because you can bring it across the actual body. Okay, these are bendy. I just don't want to get. And anyone watching from any exotic places anywhere? Right, I'm just going to get. So it's just positioning different things into different places. And just by moving the light from 40 to 45 to 50 degrees will give you difference on your shadows. And when we actually do the sundown sort of shots, you'll see that we will actually move the light 65 to 70 degrees, giving us longer shadows, which is because the sun often comes down in the evening, so that's what we'll try and replicate there. Okay, I'm just going to put it and try and frame you with that. Right, so let's see if we can get a leaf either side. So what I want you to do is come over a little bit. Okay, right, give me a pose there. Look at camera. Okay, so you get the drift with the palm trees. That works out quite well. Now we have the uncontrollable olive tree branches. So I was out in the garden today, and I chopped a huge piece off the olive tree, just so we can actually have some fun in studio. It needs pruning anyway, but we get this one out the way. Alright, I actually quite like that one. Alright, this is my homemade olive tree, gobo, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to lift this one up. So there's going to be a lot more density in the leaves. And just come into the middle of the wall. Cool. Alright. Let's see what this is. I'm actually quite impressed with this little flash. Now you see how dense those leaves are. So I'm going to bring this a little bit closer in. Giving us some sunlight. I'm going to shoot directly so the sun is almost like behind me. I'm going to get a bit of the corner of the tree, and we should get the shadow as well. How cool is that? Looks like we're outside. And the nice thing about this, doing this type of stuff, is you can change your backgrounds as well. So it looks like she's up against the white wall in the middle of the sun, the shadow from the trees up against the wall. I'm going to get you a seat. Okay. So our old garden furniture, which is like pristine, royal, actually it's going to look the part. Reason why I got this one, if you want to step out the way there, the reason why I took this one is because it's got nice patterns and stuff. Take a seat, relax. You have the best job in the house. Reason I thought I'd get this chair is because it has different ornate type of patterning, and the light will actually go through and we'll see some reflection and stuff there. So let me take a shot here. So you're relaxing in your garden, practicing your poses, ready for your holiday. There we go. Just going to bring it down to about there. Just keep it there. You stay there. I'm just going to be adjusting. So I put the olive tree branch actually on a super clamp and just strapped it to the boom arm. I want to try and create sort of a low hanging tree. I'm going to bring it over a little bit more. I think these are coming out quite cool. No chatting. Nobody online, they're chatting. Where's everybody's names? Okay. I'm going to bring it a little bit forward there, just so it can be a bit fuller behind you. Now I've got to work out which way to go around my light stand. So this one, we should get a lot of the tree and stuff over the face as well. See, so it's almost like she's sitting under a tree where she's got the twigs. Okay, just almost lean over a little bit more on this side. Cool. Stay there. Just want to make sure. Alright. So for another one, I'm going to move the chair forward slightly and I'm going to get you to almost pose behind the chair. So you're going to go behind the chair there. I'm going to bring this over here. And I think what I do is I'm going to move this branch a little bit that way and lift slightly. Okay. So we're posing there. Looks cool. Now, remember, whenever you are now moving around, actually trying to get the shot and the angle that you want, if I'm shooting directly underneath the flash is actually going to be the sun. So I'm actually shooting with the sun behind me directly onto the actual model. So it's a lot easier doing this in studio than the model's not like doing where the photographer is. So you can then start playing because now you've got some framing. Keep it there. So now you can start framing and stuff like that. So we're gonna cool. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? I think it looks cool. But then again, it's like what I want to do. I want to make it look. I'm going to put quite a bit of sun there. Just want to make sure I can just lift your chin slightly. Because I want to make sure you're still in the sun, or you're not in the sun. So let me come round this way a bit. I'm just checking. It's like I'm staring at you weird, I know. I'm just checking. Staring at the model. Just going to move this a little bit round here. All right. Let's take a couple more and then we'll look at I'm going to take a longer, maybe just put both hands on the chair so they lean. That's cool. Keep it there. Okay, Cool. So that's creating shadows and stuff. I'm going to bring the chair out, and then I'm going to want you to come just a little bit off the wall. I'm going to bring that. So what we're going to do, if I can have you stand probably about here. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a bit of depth between the wall and the model. So the shadow is going to be a lot further off from the actual model itself, because it's going to hit the wall. Just going to put these over here just so we get some still in the picture. All right, let's so now you can see, just move over a little bit. That's cool. Now you can see where the model shadow is. Just creates that depth as the model moves away from the wall. The shadow obviously then naturally just starts to drop and stuff. Okay, let's have one. And just bring this hand, just bring it up a little bit so there's a bend. It's cool. I want you to stay in that pose. Just turn your head towards the side. That's cool. Stay there. Cool. Looks like you're roasting in a heat wave there. And also obviously different skin tones make a big difference in this type of thing, especially with light power and stuff. I'm using this flash at about half power, just a little bit over half power, and just to make sure that we don't get the dullness in the skin, because I want the skin to be bright, shining, like if the sun is actually hitting you like from above there. All right, so what happens now, obviously, when we look at, as the day gets longer, we need to now start bringing down the shadows, making the shadows longer, even changing the color, which you can do in camera, but I'm going to leave my white balance. My white balance is set at 5,600 Kelvin. I'm going to leave it at 5,600 Kelvin, even for the sundowners. What I'm going to do on the light is actually add in, I'm being pulled back by the light, just a reflector and some people call them correction filters, some call them CTOs. There's a whole load of different names for them. I'm just moving this chair out the way. We'll bring the chair back in. So these you can actually get from Golden Power batteries. These are the Selens. They got the correction filters, they got the blues, the greens, and the reds and oranges. So you can get these from Golden Power batteries. I'm going to be using, I think this is the quarter correction filter. So it's just an off-white sort of tinge that actually should change the shot altogether. And I'm going to, this cable's one day I'm just going to go flying with this thing. Right, I'm going to bring the sun down. And remember, it's not about power. To try and recreate sun, it's not about the power of the light. If you want to overpower sun, then yes, you need lots of light power to overpower the sun. But if you want to actually mimic or create sunlight, then all you need is position and distance. So remember, I said it was going to be about 2 meters away from the model, and then we were going to be around 221, 22, 23 high. That is what you need to remember when you're actually trying to mimic and create this type of effect. So we are going to go around this way. So the shadows are going to be longer, and then hopefully the light will be a bit more yellow-ish. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay, do you want to get into your pose? Right, wow, we have a sundowner. Just one thing, just moving your light around to sort of 60, 70 degrees from your subject. Which camera am I on? Camera 1. Just moving that light around, just making shadows go a little bit longer. Let's just move it a little bit more. Let's take a couple of shots like this. Are you ready? I'm just going to do almost like a 3/4 shot. Keep it there. I love the pose. Just bring your head towards camera a bit more. That's cool. And how are those ones? Oh, I can't see the images up on the screen. Where's my super sauce? I wanted to check. So it looks like we're out in the garden having our sundowners. Just move, just almost, yeah, not too close to the curve, but all right, and then that's it. So just standing in the corner of the wall. I'm just going to get a bit of tree there. Okay. All right, come into the middle here. That's cool. And I'm just going to turn it around a little bit more. Okay. Starting. Lift your chin and look up like you're looking at something in the tree. Now, how cool is that? So we're shooting outdoors, indoors. So there's obviously a couple of things where I've sort of said to somebody that there's a couple of ways you can do about it. If you wanted to sort of mimic a very diffused type of light, and you want to create that. So this you can see in these shots the actual shadows are quite hard. If you wanted to actually create softer light, but you won't really get that outdoor sunlight, you could bounce off the ceiling. Now bouncing off the ceiling will give you a totally different look altogether. Because if I was to bounce off the ceiling, what are we actually doing? We're turning this ceiling into a giant softbox, basically. So if I had to do that, and I would have to actually even put more power actually onto the actual flash as well. So I'm going to go to 1:1, and you'll see the difference. I just want to come back to about 50 degrees, 45 degrees. Let's just get the super source up there. I just wanted to look at this image. See, look at that. So you're actually almost using this whole ceiling as almost like a giant softbox. It's going to diffuse the light. It's going to make it softer, and that's with this light at full power. But just by pointing directly at the model, I'm going to definitely move it down back to half power because it would just blast. Okay, so let's take that shot again. same shot, same position, just change the light. And voila, you've actually got a totally different look altogether on these images. Alright, so I'm going to put the sunlight back on. I want to get a couple of shots in the chair. So I've got the flush sitting in an S2 bracket with the Bowens, so I can mount the Bowens reflector on. I'm just going to bring this chair. So I'll just step forward a bit there so I can just put this in place. Alright. So we're going to take a couple more sundowners. Sun is going down slightly, so we're going to lower the light. Looks like you're sitting on your patio and just ready to enjoy. I should have got like a glass and some bubbly in it or something. With that pose, look up into the tree, like you're enjoying sitting out. And I'm going to just get down to a lower level here. I'm just going to use a bit of the tree. That's cool. Just look up and that's it, that's cool. That's cool. How are we doing for time? Eh? Oh, how's that? We've got like lots of time. This is impressive. Alright. I'm going to get the palm trees because I think I'm going to do the palm trees at sundown. And you can't get these olive tree branches from Golden Power batteries or Godox. These are straight from my garden. So these type of gobos are very, very personalized. I wish I had more of these, and I could create this nice little shade of palm trees over you. Okay, where's my clip? I'm going to make these ones, I'm going to make them look quite big. Because what I want to do is just make sure the shadow is coming across you and not your face. So I just want to make sure. It's a lot easier when you don't have video lights on when you're trying to do this, then you can see exactly where these things are falling. And how we got that one. Don't have my glasses on, but these are quite cool. I love palm leaves. They're so small, but they look so big. Remember, closer we bring it to our light, the bigger the actual palm leaves. I'm going to come in quite tight here, so just... Okay, I'm going to do a close-up one here. Right. Any questions out there in La La Land? Nothing. The day that we've got the stream going nicely, nobody's asking questions. Let's look up at this side. Maybe just can you bring 1 foot up on that? That's cool. I'm going to come in tight. Keep it there. I want to get a... Okay, I want to do a shot up here where I want to get some of the palm in. Maybe just bring this leg down a little bit. Cool. Now those palm trees will probably be blown out quite a bit because we're hitting the light. Move it around to about 60. It's getting quite hot. We can actually probably even bring this down. I'm going to bring it down to 1/4 power, see what we can get away with here. It's very dark. See, one little touch of the light. I'm going to come in close. Just bring one hand up to your face. Just want to get... There we go. Cool. So I think that is pretty much what you can do. We're trying to create sunlight in studio. What is our time like there? Have we got... 7:44. I thought it was 7:48 just now. Let's do a couple more where you're behind the chair. Sure. It's like time flies past. And today, it's because I told you that once you start, before you know it, an hour's finished. And now look, it's dragging. That's cool. Right. Nothing flashed there. I hope my battery didn't run out, otherwise... Nope. There you go. Just went to sleep. I'm just going to move around, just take some different angles. Cool. Actually going to do one from this side. Actually going to do it. Showing the shadow as it goes into the corner, which is this. Come a little bit over this way. I want to get the shadow so it's stretching there, so that's cool. Cool. Alright, let's get the chair out and let's get you a little bit further away from the back wall. So you want to step right about here. So we're going to create a little bit more depth. So I'm going to move this, and we're going to keep this 2 meters away from you. Okay. So now you'll see where the shadow falls. The shadow's falling right off to the side, which I'll take a shot. Keep it there. As the shadow comes down, just going to bring the light down a bit. This, as I said, this light is just the V1 mid for Canon, but it doesn't matter because I'm using it off-camera flash. It's quite a potent little light, I must say. Just almost put a bit more shape. That's cool. Look up to the tree section. Keep it there. All right. Cool. So, just to round things up, I'm going to just go through a couple of things, and I want to thank Precious for doing such an awesome job. Because without Jordan Legacy Management, as I said, it wouldn't be possible. I would have to stress about models. We did that before in the first season, and it was like absolute chaos. So a big thanks to Precious and Jordan Legacy Management for everything they've been doing this season. It's been absolutely awesome. Alright, so positioning of light to sort of replicate the actual sun is important. As I said, 2 meters away, 2.1, 2.2 meters high. That is how you're going to sort of replicate the sun look and feel. And obviously, bare bulb, or like I've done with the actual filter, bare bulb, and that is it. One single light. So if you've got a speed light at home, you can do exactly this setup. You can actually go outside, find a wall with a speed light, aim it on an angle like if it was coming back 2 meters away, 2.1 meters high, you'll get that same type of effect. And it's not expensive stuff. Most people have got a speed light in their kit. I've been using a speed light the whole night, and it's been absolutely awesome. I've been quite impressed with this little one, or this mid one. And then also the gels and the correction filters and stuff. As I said, you can get those from Golden Power batteries as well. This light I don't think is even listed on godox.co.za yet. So this was a sample that I've been trying out. And just want to show you that this has quite a lacquer model lamp. So there is the model lamp on that. For this actual light, it's absolutely amazing. But I will do a separate video on this light because I've been quite impressed with it. It has full TTL touchscreen. It has modeling lamps. You can fit all your magnetic filters on. This is quite a nice. And it's a bit smaller and much lighter than your V1. Okay, I call it like a stubby V1, but awesome little light. And as I said, I will do a video on this and get that out to Godox, and then they can send it out whenever light is listed, and obviously with the pricing and stuff. Don't know the pricing, but important to know you don't need lots of high-end gear to do these type of shots. Speed light, your camera, a light stand, and an S2 bracket. That is it. So I hope you've actually learned some of the things from, oh, I'm on camera 1. There's me speaking to the other camera, but it's fine. So any of the gear that you actually do see on the show normally, you can go to godox.co.za and use my coupon code and make a saving on any of your purchases. As I said, that little light, I don't think is listed on the site yet, but it will be coming. Tyler says hi. Tyler, my buddy. He's the one that really motivated me to actually get all this lot done. And how cool does this studio look? So yeah, so basically there we got one speed light, and that's all you need with an S2 bracket, and that is it, guys. It's not rocket science. Oh, and a trigger. Forgot the trigger. Get the trigger, then you can actually just create amazing images like this. And I said it's really, you can start off in your photography with just the basics and slowly build up your gear as you go along. So I hope it was fun. I hope everyone learned something. And thanks again, everyone, for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to Godox's YouTube channel and also my YouTube channel. If you like the content and stuff that we do. Even if you don't like it, subscribe. How about that? Just help us get our subscriptions up and get everything going. But thanks again, everybody, for watching. Cheers for now, and we'll see you next week with Vikings.
Only need one scene, only need one.
Have you seen our creative bulb?
Okay, add it to my cart. You've got the camera, we've got everything else. Shop Godox SA for your production equipment. One scene, only need one.
Have you seen our creative bulb?
Okay, add it to my cart. You've got the camera, we've got everything else.